Welcome back to Redacted Media. I'm doing a breakdown of The Stand on CBS All Access based on the novel The Stand by Stephen King. And we have an interesting little dynamic here where me, Larmer, longtime Stephen King fan, Stand mega fan, and Joe, who knows not much about The Stand, but a longtime Langoliers fan.
Shut up.
That's my running joke now.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we're breaking down, was this episode 5?
Episode 5.
Episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
So start off and Julie introduced in Vegas, like she's already there.
Yeah.
It's been an episode. Well, I mean, I guess they're time jumping, but
Yeah. It's been a while.
yeah.
Obviously, since I'm assuming Colorado or Oklahoma, however you see it. We assumed it was Colorado.
Julie is the girl that shot at Nick and Tom.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought you were mistaken her for Dana. So.
No. It's Julie. Starts off with Julie and they're at the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, Hoover Dam though.
Yeah.
So first off, before we get too far, you've played the Fallout series. You played Fallout 3.
I played Fallout 3.
They have one after that called Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
And like half of it takes place at the Hoover Dam.
Really?
And he even calls Vegas New Vegas. I'm like, whatever.
Maybe they're
But
Fallout fans.
It's not from the source material. But anyways, go ahead.
No. We introduced into Julie. She's asking for what's the girl's name? I forgot her name.
Dana.
She asked for Dana because apparently Dana's been running around New Vegas asking for Flagg, which I think is the dumbest thing you could possibly do. You're supposed to go in and be basically a spy, being conspicuous. Not people aren't supposed to know you're there because Flagg already knows you're there. But don't go around asking questions.
Why are you asking questions when you know this man? He's
Yes.
nuts.
And I'm assuming it's not that many people. It's a lot of it's a handful of people in Vegas, but it's enough to where people know you're asking questions.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it.
It got back to Julia, which is apparently like third in charge right now.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand the point of doing that with her to start off. Because her whole point was just to do a reconnaissance mission. That was the whole point of their mission. Lay low, do what you need to do, get out.
It was just an intel. They were supposed to go there and look and find out.
Yeah.
This wasn't supposed to, I need to meet Flagg and talk to him. And da. And I like that they said that she wasn't from Boulder. But still, like, you could at least told people, like, nah, like, fuck them dudes off in Boulder. And played it that way, you know?
Yeah.
But
Well, I think that was the first time anybody ever outed her. Because I think up to that point, she had never been inside of Vegas.
yeah.
They just gave her, from what we've seen in the episode, you get there, they take you to a place, they assign you a job, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, she was working on the Hoover Dam, obviously getting electricity. The whole place was lit up.
Yeah.
They were all good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, she, her story moved along pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
She's not that big a story in the character in the book, but it wasn't that damn quick.
Shouts out to the B-roll shots, though, they got during the pandemic.
Yeah, had to. They had to get that shot going down Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like, during the real
Yeah.
world shit.
Yeah.
Whenever she goes to meet Lloyd.
Mm-hmm. How much of a G is Lloyd already?
He's such a cornball.
The leopard print suit?
Yo,
The whole 9 yards, man.
Like, what was he doing? Great. I
Gold
loved
tooth
it,
in his
but
mouth, G'd up, with the matching hat. Come on, man.
He was killing the game.
He
man.
was.
Yeah. Lloyd,
Had a little baddie on the side and the whole 9 yards, man.
right? You got Julia there, and it was that sex scene that they tried to do was so awkward.
It was. It was more her.
Awkward.
It was more him than anything else.
Well, yeah, I think it wasn't supposed to be like cool and a good scene, you know.
In a lot of ways, you see, her name's Julie, right?
The blonde girl.
The blonde girl.
Yeah.
She's playing into her role properly.
Yeah.
I want somebody in power, but I don't want to give him anything.
Nothing.
That's
at
basically
all.
what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Then like, how'd they convince Dana to join?
She has to
Just
play
out of
along.
nowhere?
She has to play along. She has to play along because she wants to be able to get close to Flagg, and she knows she's one step closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her messing with Lloyd was pretty funny.
That was
'cause
pretty bad.
They talk like once in the book.
Really.
Yeah, just don't even know each other really.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different. They did a lot more for her character, which I did like Julie in the last episode. So yeah, I like what they're doing with her, and give me more Lloyd anytime you can. Him and Tom, That's all I need. A whole episode, that'd be good.
I don't think she'll be a major role past this point. Do I see her pissing off? Do I see her pissing off Lloyd to a point where he feel like he doesn't need her anymore? Yeah.
No.
100%.
I could see them being a troubling relationship for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what my first question for you is, what did you think of CBS's way of depicting New Vegas with everything going on around Gladiator Pit, all the alcohol, all the drugs?
Very, very, very different than the source material.
Okay.
Not at all like Mad Max Fury Road type stuff. Like there no like everybody's wearing jock straps and chains and shit. Like it was
end of the world pop bottles, best part of your life.
Strange. They got away with a lot of nudity in the background.
Surprisingly.
Yes, it's a streaming platform. I get it, but wow.
I wasn't expecting from CBS.
I wasn't expecting. Whenever I heard the stand was going to CBS, the shot in the gas station shook me.
Mm-hmm.
The gruesomeness of the deaths, like during the plague, shocked me.
Yeah.
Fuck, just every death is like the one that we saw where Nadine killed dude last week.
Yeah.
Wyzak. And
that
felt like a CBS.
That was the most toned down death there was.
It's dark. He got shot. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Run. Run. What? But yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have written down suicide, I don't know why. Oh, suicide by Wyzak. That's what it was.
Yeah, they set him
planned
up
it as a suicide.
Yeah.
Who shoots himself in the chest to commit suicide?
I don't know.
That'd probably be the top 5 worst way to go, just in the chest.
But hearing that he shot himself in the chest at the place he did, naturally people that aren't going to think that into it are like, oh yeah, he probably gave up on it.
Yeah.
Even because he had this, like, they said the same thing. It was like men deal with suicide just as much as women and whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. Just thinking like theoretically, you hear stacks and stuff like that about it. But everybody that was around there that heard about it, aka friend, was like, "Yeah, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. People don't shoot themselves in the chest. They try to kill themselves." Obviously, we see 2 people try. We had 1 person succeed and 1 person try to. It's one of those things.
Yeah. The 1 person. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Yeah.
Abigail, Mother Abigail.
Yeah.
Heated about the spies.
Pissed.
Very big character change.
How'd she find out?
She's Mother Abigail. She knows the vibes.
Does she?
I think so.
I think Nick wouldn't tell her, but at the same time, I would think of she hasn't been talked to by whoever her upper hand is, because we don't know if it's God versus the devil, good versus evil type deal. Yeah. Obviously it's that, but whoever she's talking to hasn't spoke to her. So how the hell does she have the same eye as Flagg does of knowing these certain set people are either in Boulder or are leaving Boulder or whatever it may be? I'm curious on that piece.
Yeah, to stick with Abigail and just kind of complete her story for the episode. Like, it's not much to talk about, but it didn't feel good. The storytelling didn't feel good that she's praying that she lost her way somehow.
I think she felt she lost her way because she felt she lost her touch or her grasp from the people.
Oh, okay. See, I really didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, maybe because she's part of them. Like them making these rash decisions. Whenever she said "don't do it," and they still went against her will or her say. Yeah, it's kind of her way of like, where did I go wrong? To kind of why did they do this type? She feels personally responsible for the things they did. Mm-hmm. That's why she's praying. She prayed the way she did. Okay. From what my point of view would be. Yeah.
I think that along the same lines with Abigail, because I kind of want to get her out of the way, was the scene with her and Nadine and Joe. I don't know. I didn't like it.
She knows. And
Nadine obviously knows that she knows. Yeah. And Joe knows that she knows that she knows.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
All 3 people that was in that scene knows.
It reminds me of the scene from The Office.
Yeah. Everybody knows. But it's, I don't know. It's weird because you can tell Nadine's starting to crack a little bit in this episode. Mm-hmm. She wants to go down this path, but at the same time, she's terrified what that path's going to lead her to. Because she's actually going to have to face a reality of, yes, I finished my mission. Now I have to go be Flagg's woman.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of pressure for her because ever since she was little, this has been her quote unquote destiny.
Yeah, and it was some weird undertones to Nadine and like her interactions with Flagg. Very sexual at all times.
At all times.
It's always sexual. I don't know really why.
Yeah.
Why it has to be like that. Like he's obviously that's supposed to be like his bride or whatever.
Yeah.
And we find out later that she needs to have sex to not.
She has to have a connection from somebody else to be able to let go of him.
Like
and her only connection she has to somebody emotionally is going to be
Larry.
Larry, yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Larry. And Larry understood the undertones of like, hey, this is weird.
Yeah.
We're talking about part of the episode where she burst in and he was trying to leave, and it was just a bad time for her to show up.
Good pacing for the narrative of the show, different than the book, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
It was a good pacing that he had to go.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he did this out of like, oh, I'm Larry Underwood. I don't sleep with these women that are throwing themselves at me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I got some shit to do.
Yeah.
So I like that he's kind of... Do you get the sense with Larry that he is a dynamic character? And by that sense, I mean he's changing. That he's supposed to be the metamorphosis of this book to change from whenever he's first in the apartment in New York and you're not a nice guy, all that. That's really big in the book. And then him with Rita, the girl that ODs herself, right?
When she dies, he changed.
Yeah, that's definitely the catalyst that sets off his change. But like he's not nice to her.
No.
Like in the book, she's a little bit older, but whatever. And they go to leave New York just like they do in this, but she wears fucking sandals. Like with a strap on the back.
Yeah.
Ends up like rubbing on her and giving her a fucking blister and she can't walk.
Yeah, yeah.
And Larry just flips out on her.
Yeah.
Big mad. And he's an asshole. And then like every single time that he's doing something with Nadine and Joe on the road, and then when he finally gets to Boulder, he's taking steps to becoming this
more of a pacifist type person.
Not a pacifist, but like a redeemed character, that he's redeeming his soul.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem like that much of a bad guy. Oh, obviously, okay, he stole his friend's song.
He was a lot more self-centered at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
I'm wondering if, maybe it's not that, I'm wondering if the show is doing a well enough job, but since the show is being different than the book, is it doing a well enough job to get the point across? You know, because like, I know what this is supposed to be doing.
You see him turning the corner.
Okay.
In a way with Boulder. Because Joe's mentality has always been me.
Yeah.
But in a lot of ways, you see him turn the corner where Nadine shows up. His first instinct, what happened to Joe?
Yeah.
Those type of things.
Yeah.
It's just him being in that type of society and around those type of people. He's starting to mold himself into a better person. He just doesn't realize it. He's putting the better good of, hey, I need to go do what Fran asked me to do first before I do anything else.
Yeah.
Those type of things.
I can see that. I'm hoping that
now, obviously, you see more detail in the book that you saw. Mm-hmm. But from what I'm seeing in the show, is like that's kind of what they gave off a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's getting across. I'm worried about how people like you that haven't read the book but are watching the show react, because I want it to succeed. I haven't looked up any numbers on this, see how it's doing.
Yeah.
The people that I know that have already read the book seem to be enjoying it to a point. So, yeah. Go back to what I wrote down. I said, people fucking in the elevator.
Oh, yeah. Big stroke things.
All I'm saying is, man had a package about this goddamn long, because he was way away from old girl.
Stroke game extreme. Stroke game extreme.
That shit cracked me up.
The chicks is shirt off, chest pressed against the glass, and he is stroke game supreme behind that shit.
Funny.
Oh stuff. Man, it looked like a bad Jamaican video. It was just all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts. Was Lloyd wearing the outfit from Thriller? He was wearing an all red getup, and it was leather, and the jacket looked like a Thriller jacket.
I think he was. It was either that or it was Eddie Murphy Raw.
Ooh, it might have been Eddie Murphy Raw.
I felt more of an Eddie Murphy Raw in that feel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I'm glad that we're getting more Vegas now.
What did you think of, just to kind of step back a second about Tom? We're back in Vegas.
What a shit job. What a shit job.
What are the, she mentioned something about the slaves. Throw them in a slave pit.
Yeah, they got slaves?
It's a slave pit.
There's
What
a
the
pit
hell
of
is
slaves?
this? Like, what are they doing? Like, what do they do every day? Like, type thing.
I'm
Like,
thinking
it's crazy.
that might be the gladiators.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think it's gladiators.
Okay.
Couldn't be, right?
Maybe they're slaves and they put them in a pit and they fight to the death.
I think it's one of those things those guys are so lowly ranked on a totem pole where they fight and their prize is, I think, is to stay there, like with women and stuff like that.
Yeah, they said one guy like won a woman of his choice.
Yeah. Type deal.
Who was the lady announcing everything?
Some cracked out chick that came up in the world probably.
She had some wild teeth.
Yeah.
They were out there.
I got a little creeped out whenever God, what is the lady's name that's in Vegas?
Dana. Yeah.
Whenever Dana saw Tom for the first time, and then Flagg popped up and started talking on the intercom, and then they had that moment where he noticed her in the crowd. I always get creeped out when he has moments like that.
You like the board like pivoting to her like that?
Yeah.
Okay, it was different because obviously no electricity in the book, like very different. But I liked how it felt surreal and like, oh shit, he's looking at me.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have to go like full on Aladdin Disney magic, you know, where it's like a head floated in the sky.
Yeah.
But he was sitting there floating the whole time. She was kind of crazy.
It was kind of dope.
Do you think the Flagg's power might derive from like people's belief in him?
Yes.
Because like they're sitting there cheering for him.
Yes.
And he's just rising up bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah.
So he's obviously...
I can see that because it manifested from dreams and him kind of popping in and out of dreams to getting his following, and then obviously he has Vegas, and now he has basically a whole society following after him, and they're all seeing eye master now, and whatever he says is law. No one's gonna compete against it. Zero zilch. No, he doesn't have to raise his power to people; they just blindly follow it.
Yeah,
that's the crazy part about that.
Yeah, he's I've always found that to be. I don't know if there's ever been one in like popular media where like the Tinkerbell syndrome, where like you have to believe in her for her to exist.
Yeah.
That'd be a badass villain. But I don't want to be like corny, like if you believe in Jeepers Creepers, he exists.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a following with. I hope that they do that. I always thought that was a really cool concept for a villain. So
kind of reminds me of I know it's super off topic, but it kind of reminds me of Elf. Remember Santa Claus? They had
never seen Elf.
You've never seen Elf?
I've never seen Elf.
Oh, we'll leave it at that. But if people have seen Elf before, it kind of reminds me of him getting his power in Elf at the end of the movie, where Santa Claus crashes. He crashes his sleigh in New York, and for him to be able to fly his sleigh over the course of the years, he's lost more and more power because no one believes in Santa Claus. And for people to believe, they start singing on the news, and people start singing all around the world because they have it on the news, stuff like that. He gets more power in his sleigh. Same concept. He has like because in the movie he has fucking jets strapped to his sleigh because he can't fly. For him to take off, he has to have jets like propel him into the sky outside of the reindeer. It's one of those things.
That's amazing.
It's nuts. You gotta see Elf, bro.
The scenes in Vegas surprised me on how well and like how expensive they had to be. You know, like they might just rent out a hotel. Or whatever. Like you said, like, even with the B-roll shot, with the drone shot over the city.
Yeah.
It
was very small to me, though.
Did you feel small? Okay.
It felt hella small.
Okay.
You saw how small that pool was?
Yeah, it was pretty small.
Exactly.
They didn't really show much else.
It was a big high rise, obviously, and they have the ones where everything looks out to the pool.
Yeah.
But that was a very small set. That was a small set from thinking how big Vegas can be.
I think that most of this show has been, instead of like trying to fool us that they're actually in the city, they're just building sets of rooms.
You know? Oh yeah.
You know, which is probably the cheaper way to do it, and whatever, they probably didn't get the most funding for this show.
The most expensive part was probably Flagg's penthouse and Lloyd's room.
Yeah, I was just impressed with the amount of actors that they got, the amount of costumes, what they did. It looked good because everything that we had seen about Vegas until now felt like a high school play. Yeah. Those scenes in the desert with the spotlight, I hate them more and more every time I see them.
Though that was this episode is probably their most costly episode since they did probably the firework episode in the last one. Yeah. Because you had everybody there at one time. That and the school gymnasium one. Yeah. Because you just don't see a lot of people together at all in any episodes.
Which makes sense, but also they're alone, but they're in small rooms too. People talking alone in a gym is creepy. Like in what's that? Stranger Things. They have the little meeting in the gym, because that's the only thing they know about it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm saying big spaces, small people. They could have done
Yeah.
a little bit better with that. But yeah, I was impressed with what they did with Vegas. What did you think about Dana killing herself?
I was upset.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what can Flagg do in manipulating her. Obviously, she still had her loyalty to Mother Abigail. Mm-hmm. Was he really going to actually hurt her? Like, we haven't seen him actually hurt anybody.
Yeah, I think that could have been hinted at a little bit better.
Yeah.
If they would have got into, like, I think that, God,
what about the eye glow, though?
I was about to get into. So,
Yeah.
do you remember the deadlights in it?
Yeah.
Reminded me of that.
A little bit.
Which they're not connected.
They seemed almost like they were staring into space.
That's what it seemed like to me too, like a cosmic entity, like something out there, like Avengers type threat. You know, like Gormammu and what's this guy's name?
That's Strange. Yeah. It was interesting to see because, for one, his acting was great when she stabbed him in the neck. When he passed out, that was great. But two, it was my biggest thing with what my biggest takeaway was, why do that now? Why not try to play the role like, I'm gonna play on your side, give up the old lady, and then make him think I'm on his side.
Yeah, but it seems
they had the intent. They knew they might die in Vegas.
It seems like he could read her mind though, because he talked about old dude that like.
He knew they were coming from the get go. Yeah.
But like he also knew about her past and knew that she was from Boulder and knew like all little things that were intricacies that I think that they were
about her killing old buddy, whatever it was.
But
at the same time, it was one of the biggest takeaways from that scene was, why was his vision so fuzzy outside of Vegas? Because he said, I know it's an old hag outside of the gates, but he can't see past the gates.
Okay.
Yeah. He couldn't tell who she was. He just knew it was some old lady outside the gates waiting to come in. Yeah. They staggered their way in, kind of deal, or how many it was, or whatever it may be.
So we got like the judge. It's a wrap, right? The judge ain't gonna make it, right? Like we can predict that.
I think at worst case scenario, the judge flakes and goes back.
I can see that.
Yeah. She's waited this long. She's had that job now for a while. She got a nickname at her job. They call it Flashdance.
Oh no, I'm talking
the judge. I'm saying they've been there for so long. Why she waited this long to go in?
Oh, yeah.
Why she waited this long to go in?
Yeah.
I mean, Tom rode a fucking bike.
Yeah.
So she's just been camped out.
Just chilling. Yeah.
Exactly. So
well, Flagg did say that they wanted to stagger them in and not like bring them in as a group. So she might have just been out there for a month or two. Just waiting.
I couldn't think that. I wouldn't think that.
No.
Even if they all show up at the same time, they would have still been different people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think the old lady flakes, or they just kill her at the gates, most likely.
I can see that.
One of the two.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to really tell, but one thing I do want to roll back to. What did you think of Nadine and what's his name? I can't remember names for life of me.
Larry?
Not Larry. Harold. In the closet scene.
Weird.
Super weird. Yeah.
She is. Her character has probably gotten changed the most.
Yeah.
For this.
What do you think is scaring her almost?
Flagg. And her destiny that she's like. But
she
seems like so about it.
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah.
It feels like.
But then I think her meeting Mother Abigail almost changed her, in a way, because she said something. Yeah. She said something about the piano. Mm-hmm. I just want to roll back to Nadine before we get to the end of it, because I feel like she was a big piece of this episode a little bit.
She was.
We're seeing a different side of her.
This is her turning point. But that's. I don't know if I don't really care for it because they're changing it or because it's bad. I'm trying to figure that out. Do I not? Because it's different, which I think I'm fine with, as long as it's good.
Yeah.
But am I more... Whatever. But a lot of that changed. The sex scenes with Harold are there. That's his draw. She has him by the root, And
Larry knows.
Oh, yeah, finding the shirt. That was a weird scene that they showed a photo and not a video.
That was his memory.
I know, but still, it's weird. Do you remember in pictures?
Well, no, they didn't. They showed him. That was his him thinking of her.
I'm talking about from the editing wise as a as a show.
It was I show a steal of all things. Yeah, I see that.
Which whatever, but yeah, Nadine. I don't know. What do you have to say?
It's I don't know. It's weird to think that her meeting Mother Abigail just for that small period of time and her thinking about a piano in her childhood helped magically switched her brain around all of a sudden.
I think it might have been more that Nadine knew that Mother Abigail knew about her. Like, she could pick up that kind of, vibe from her. That's what they were trying to get across. Because, Mother Abigail was like, well, you always have a choice.
Yeah.
And even if you don't think you have a choice until you do. Mm-hmm. Which was, her kind of being, a mentor for her. And being like, hey, let's figure this out.
Just tell her directly.
Yeah.
Why beat around the bush?
Because it's a story. It doesn't make for good storytelling if you're direct. Yeah.
It solved so many things. It solved so many questions for her. Because we don't know what... I think Nadine's more so in a fight between, obviously, Flagg and her... not responsibility, but her love for Joe in general.
Yeah.
She called Joe a kid instead of her kid. If you see my kid. Those type of things. She wants to take full responsibility. She took full responsibility of him, obviously, but she wants to have that certain bond that she doesn't have with him yet.
Okay.
Like Mother Abigail and Larry has.
Yeah, he seems to have just been cool on you.
Yeah, because he knows how dark she is.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So, end of the episode. Not really end, but Never Harold got invited over. Mm-hmm. Completely different from the book. Okay. Loved it.
Really?
Yes. I love the way they executed it.
I didn't know he was going to put a spy camera up top.
I didn't either. Great change. Not anyway.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And in the bedroom?
Yeah.
What a creep.
Yeah.
They play this line with Harold where every episode, I know his fate. I know how this book ends. But I still I halfway root for him during the episode. But then he does something just fucking despicable. Even the story at the table was super awkward.
So awkward, bro. And the worst part is that it almost felt like he knew that Fran was up to something.
He had to. He picked up on it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely picked up on it at the end, but it was so weird the fact you're gonna put a spy camera in her bedroom. That's
Strange.
so weird.
Strange.
I don't like the guy.
I don't either. But I like the...
And Larry saw the fucking Tom Cruise in the bathroom. Was
weird.
This is weird, bro.
What was behind the locked door? Why do you have a locked door in your house?
In a house that you don't own, technically.
No.
Yeah.
It's his house now. The dude's probably dead. You just kind of pick up, this is mine now.
But, I know, but why is there a locked door in the house?
In the house.
Yeah.
Where's that locked door going? What was that about?
Yeah.
I thought that Larry might try to break into that and find something fucking big, right?
Yeah.
But no, he just found a shirt, which is cool.
That's what he was trying to do.
Let's find some kind of evidence, right?
He was trying to find a key.
A key?
Yeah, to get into the locked door.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, that's what he said.
Oh.
He said, if I was a key, where would I be?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So
my settings might be weird on my computer where I don't hear low dial.
You don't have caption on, do you?
I can't. It distracts me.
Yeah, I have caption.
And I'm trying to pick up on things cinematography.
Whenever he got to the locked door, he jiggled it and he looked around. He stood around for a second. He said, if I was a key, where would I be?
Oh, okay.
He kept on saying that to himself and then he walked upstairs eventually.
Yeah, I didn't hear that once.
Yeah. Huh? That's what he was looking for when he was looking for that key.
Speaking of cinematography, I really like the parallels between Larry and Harold's house and Harold and Fran and Stu's house.
Yeah.
But they're switching back and forth, Stu or Larry on the stairs, Harold on the stairs.
Yeah.
Larry opening a door, Harold opening a door.
Those are always cool when they do that.
That was really well shot.
I was man, it's just about to hit the fan with I think with Harold.
Has to. We only got 3 episodes left, something like that. Yeah.
And we still don't know his plan he's gonna do with that damn dynamite.
I forgot that you got the dynamite last episode.
Yeah.
That's probably what was downstairs, huh? It was dynamite.
It was not only the dynamite, but apparently maybe the bloody clothes too.
Because that might have been where they were on the beginning of the episode. Was downstairs in Harold's house.
They were in Harold's house.
Okay.
Yeah. She couldn't leave it at her house because she don't have anywhere to lock it away.
No.
Yeah. It was his basement. Yeah.
Wow.
Who locks their basement door? So weird.
People got something to hide, man.
But now Larry knows. Now Fran knows. And Stu knows too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, wild. I want to think, man, but let's get to the end of the episode. We went probably a little long, but
sorry,
it happens. It's a good episode, you know. Out of 10, what you got?
What I gave it last week? I gave it a 9 something, right? I can't remember. I gave it last week.
You were up there. You're like 9.2 maybe.
Yeah. This particular episode with everything else going on, I'll give it definitely a 8.8.
8.8.
8.8.
Okay. This one, besides the last like 10 minutes with Harold, probably like a 7. With Harold, like a 9.9, 9.8.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's a good character.
You like him?
I do.
Yeah.
I think he's well written, and the dude's acting his ass off. So, yeah, probably. Let's go back down to like a 9.1. I'm alright with that.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Would you recommend it?
I still would.
Okay.
I still would. Definitely a good build up show. Just don't drop the ball at the end of these next few episodes.
They're on a fast break right now.
Yeah.
Just figure it out.
They're gonna hit that little last 2 steps. You go up to the slam it.
Yeah.
Don't
leave the ball behind. Don't fumble the bag.
Don't hang yourself on the rim. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Not great.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I think that's it for this episode. Wrap it up completely.
That's it, man.
So you guys enjoyed what you saw. Press subscribe. We just hit 100 subscribers last week. So we did a giveaway on Instagram. That'll be coming out probably in a couple of days. And if you wanted to follow us on Instagram for our next giveaway, let's say 200 subscribers, make it official.
Yep.
Okay. 200 subscribers on YouTube, and we'll pull the list from Instagram, pick the winner. Prize TBD. To be determined. We'll figure it out.
Follow us on both.
Yeah. But Redacted Media YouTube, subscribe because we have this review of Stan. Probably might be doing WandaVision, which comes out tomorrow, maybe. If this guy has enough energy.
We'll see.
And we also have a podcast with these two guys, Joecat and Larmdog podcast. We talk about nothing, and it's wild and insane.
Yep.
And we also have our last one with my guy Chris, Drop Balls podcast, founder of Black Elephant. Go there, shop clothing. He gives money to elephants in Africa in need for every piece of clothing sold. It's BLACC elephant.com. And his podcast, Drop Balls podcast. It's really good. It's about sports, and he's probably better than us.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We'll catch you guys next time for episode 6. Gotta do something big on 6, right? It's like Number of the Devil.
No. Okay. We'll see you next week, guys.
See you guys.